Welcome to 5-Minute Bedtime Stories, brought to you by TaleBot, your child's AI storyteller. Want to create a bedtime story for your child? Visit talebotai.com/create. Now, let's sit back and enjoy the story.
Julian and the Whimsical Ice Cream Factory. A special bedtime story for Julian. Once upon a time, in a cozy little town, there lived a bright and imaginative 8-year-old girl named Julian. Julian had a heart full of curiosity and a mind bursting with creativity. She loved reading books, going on adventures, and dreaming about magical places. One sunny summer day, Julian's teacher, Mrs. Thompson, announced an exciting field trip for the class. They were going to visit the most enchanting ice cream factory in the world. Julian couldn't contain her excitement. She had always adored ice cream, and the thought of visiting a whole factory dedicated to this delicious treat made her jump with joy. The day of the trip finally arrived, and Julian hopped onto the bus with her classmates. As the bus rumbled down the road, Julian closed her eyes and imagined the mountain of ice cream she would soon be surrounded by. She could almost taste the sugary sweetness on her tongue. When the bus came to a stop, Julian's eyes widened in amazement. Before her stood a vibrant, whimsical ice cream factory with swirling colors, candy decorations, and the sweetest aroma that filled the air. It was like stepping into a dream. The class was greeted by the owner of the factory, Mr. Sprinkleton, who had a twinkle in his eye and a smile that stretched from ear to ear. He led them inside and introduced them to his team of cheerful ice cream makers. They all wore colorful aprons and hats, ready to create the most magical ice cream flavors. Their first stop was the Flavor Lab, a room filled with rows and rows of colorful ingredients. Julian's eyes darted from one jar to another, mesmerized by the endless possibilities. Mr. Sprinkleton explained that each ice cream flavor was made with love and a dash of imagination. Julian and her classmates had the chance to create their own unique flavors. Julian chose a combination of strawberry, marshmallow, and gummy bears. She named it Julian's Bearalicious Dream. She giggled with excitement as she watched the ice cream makers mix her creation and pour it into a cone just for her. Next, they visited the freezing room, where Julian marveled at the gigantic machines that transformed the liquid ice cream mixture into frozen delights. The room was icy cold, but Julian didn't mind. She was too busy watching in awe as the ice cream magically firmed up. As they made their way through the factory, Julian's anticipation grew. She wondered when she would get her chance to taste all the amazing flavors she had seen being made. Finally, the moment arrived. Mr. Sprinkleton led the class to a room filled with long tables covered in bowls of ice cream. Julian's eyes grew wide with delight. There were flavors she had never even imagined, like cotton candy swirl, chocolate avalanche, and even one that tasted like rainbows. As Julian took her first bite of her own creation, her taste buds danced with joy. It was the most delicious ice cream she had ever tasted. She looked around and saw her classmates smiling and laughing, their faces covered in ice cream. It was a moment of pure bliss. But suddenly, disaster struck. The ice cream machines began to malfunction, and gallons of ice cream started pouring out uncontrollably. The factory was in chaos, and everyone was in a frenzy. Quick-thinking Julian remembered what she had learned about teamwork from her favorite books. She rallied her classmates together and came up with a plan. They worked together, using buckets and bowls to collect the overflowing ice cream and prevent it from flooding the factory. With their combined efforts, Julian and her classmates managed to save the day. The ice cream machines were fixed, and the crisis was averted. Mr. Sprinkleton thanked Julian and her friends for their bravery and quick thinking. As a token of his gratitude, Mr. Sprinkleton gave each student a special ice cream cone filled with their favorite flavor. Julian savored every lick, feeling proud of what they had accomplished. With their bellies full and their hearts happy, Julian and her classmates bid farewell to the magical ice cream factory. As the bus carried them back to their town, Julian couldn't help but smile. She had experienced an adventure beyond her wildest dreams and learned the importance of teamwork along the way. That night, as Julian snuggled under her cozy blanket, a contented smile spread across her face. The memories of the whimsical ice cream factory filled her dreams, and she knew that friendship, bravery, and a little dash of imagination could make any adventure extraordinary. And so, with a heart full of happiness, Julian drifted off to sleep, eager to wake up to a new day filled with endless possibilities.
Thank you for joining us on this enchanting journey. If you enjoyed tonight's story, remember, the magic doesn't have to end here. Craft your own adventure with TaleBot by visiting talebotai.com/create. And as a special treat, use the coupon code TALE99 at checkout to get your bedtime story for just 99 cents, instead of the usual $2.99. Sweet dreams, and until our next tale.